Yo, what up, guys? How's it going? Nugget Therapy here. Yeah, so I want to talk today about the possibility that we might be reaching the 10,000 to 11, possibly $11,000 mark. Um, yeah, so basically last week when we broke above this level here at 8,000, I said that we were potentially in a ascending wedge. And usually ascending wedge break to the downside, but Bitcoin doesn't seem to be respecting such a thing. And if we look at the past, we can clearly see that we've had some ascending wedges and they've all broken to the upside. So I think it's possible. It's a good assumption that we can make that when we say that ascending wedge or well, Bitcoin is not really respecting the ascending wedge patterns, and these patterns have been breaking to the upside lately. And now I want to speak of the possibility that we might be in a ascending triangle formation. If we look at the 1 hour here, we can clearly see that we have some lower highs and a clear definite line of resistance at 9400. Well, but at about 9400 here. We can see that this is potentially an ascending triangle, and ascending triangles usually break to the upside. And if we do in fact break to the upside here, we can use the top of the triangle with the bottom of the triangle to extrapolate this, and you can see that our next target is exactly at 10,000 at $10,000, and this is in line with my past analysis. As you can see here, also we also have some other bullish factors. If we look at the daily, our RSI, as I mentioned, was in a descending wedge, which broke to the upside, and I think that we might be able to reach our previous tops to create a triple top here on the RSI before we get a full-on correction. And I think this is actually a good possibility since we've done this in the past not too long ago. And Bitcoin likes to repeat past patterns here. As you can see, we've had a rising channel that broke to the upside, and I think that we're in a similar pattern right now. We can put the line somewhat like this, and the same thing goes for here, and you can see that we're currently trading at resistance, and that if we break to the upside here, we might potentially be good for a moonshot of about um, actually a very big moonshot to the near 12,000 levels, which would be between the zero point 0.5 and the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. If we do a Fibonacci from the top to the bottom, we can see that um, here our potential target is between the zero point 0.5 and the 618 retracement Fibonacci retracement. But I feel like um, this wouldn't this this wouldn't well, it works, but it wouldn't work too well because we have some big resistance here at exactly 11,700, and I think this is pretty much the last zone of resistance before we hit the all-time high at 20,000. And I think that we're likely to see a big correction before we get to the all-time high. But let's not go that far into the future and analyze what we have right now, our current data. I want to look at the MACD because the MACD was also very bullish on the daily. If we look at the MACD on the daily, we can see that we had a bullish cross and the histogram converged to green bars, which is very bullish. And I think that we might see some more green action here. As I outlined here, we had a line of resistance. We had a line of support here, which the MACD respected. And now I think that we might be ready to test the top of the MACD, but let's not um, do too much TA on the MACD like that, just because it's not very indicative of what can happen. And that's just not how you use the MACD too well. But I think that we can have some good insights by looking at these candles and by looking at the MACD. Also, if we look at the stochastic RSI, I think that we have a similar pattern on the daily. Here, I had this outline for you that we had this line of resistance, which broke to the upside when we were trading about at $8,000. Yeah, exactly at $8,000. And since then, we broke to the upside, and now we're near the top of this of the stochastic RSI. I think that if we keep if the stochastic RSI keeps increasing and start trading sideways, we can see some good actions, some good action to the upside, and it would be bullish. Now, I want to look at the weekly because we created a very bullish candle here on the weekly. Let me just remove these all these lines for you because we're not going to be able to see that well. But here you can see that we created a blue engulfing candles which engulfed the previous orange bar. And when we did this in the past, it always led through further bull action. Here you can see that we had this bullish and engulfing candle engulfing the full and even a lot more than the past orange candle. And we had the same thing here. And these hope always happen at the end of corrections. Whoops, sorry about that. These all happen at the end of corrections, so I think that might be something that that's a possibility here. We had another one, a smaller one, but it's still a it still engulfs the the whole candle. Well, the candle body, not the wicks, but so yeah, I think that because we created such a candle, and if we look at the past, we can see that these candles have been bullish. Have been actually very bullish for at least 3 to 5 weeks. Here maybe not a well, yeah, here we had some bullishness for about another month or so, and same thing here, and the same goes for this trend here. But um, let's not assume that we'll have another month of bullish action. We've been on a bull trend without any corrections for almost actually 182 days now. That's half a year, which is um, this is insane. No, it's not half a year, but it's still 180 days. And I think that here we might see a bounce on the stochastic RSI and start going back upwards because we seem to be very bullish in the near term. The only thing that's quite concerning to me is that we've not had any significant volume here when we've hit the all-time high, and ever since we've been trading at this range here, the volume has been pretty pitiful. And if we go into the 1 hour, we can see that the volume has actually been diminishing lately. And this is okay because we're in an ascending triangle, and usually in an ascending triangle, the volume decreases until we get a break. Um, but I think that the volume is a bit concerning, but then again, if we look at when we had this consolidating period here, we can see that the volume was very low all the way through, and that when we broke out, the volume wasn't that high. I mean, this candle, the break of this pattern here was either this candle or this candle. Look at the bottom here, either this candle or this candle, and you can see that the volume was pretty low, and it was low until we actually broke this orange line here, which is around the 6,000 level, the 6,200 level. And here we're in a similar pattern. You can see that we're about to break this level, this ascending channel here, but you can see that the volume is still pretty small, but it's being overall increasing a little bit. So I think that what might happen here is that we might get some more bull action or more volume coming in when we actually do get the breakout here, and we might get some big candles like we had here in the past. But let's not let's also look at the downside because it's still a possibility that we might break to the downside here. And if we do break to the downside, I really want to see the 8,000 level mark hold. As you can see here on the 4 hour, we have the 200 EMA that's acting as support near the 8,000 level. And if it does break indeed, we do really need to hold the 76 to 7,500 level. If we break the 7,500 level, I think that we're gonna see a full-on correction, and that indeed will be seeing the higher 6,000 if we do break out of this channel here. But I think that for now, the 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 price is pretty bullish, and that we might be seeing between 10,000 and 11,000 in the near future. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my analysis for today, guys. And if you did like it, leave a comment, leave a like. If you want my videos as soon as they come out, click the bell. But with that, that's it for this video, and I'll see you all tomorrow.